students. So after mass defect and packing fraction, the next concept that we have to study is about binding energy as well as binding energy per nucleon. So first we are starting with binding energy. Now as we know that atomic nucleus is a stable structure and it is made up of protons and neutrons which are binding together because of some strong attractive nuclear forces. Now, if we want to break this nucleus into its constituent particles, some amount of work is required to be done. Then this work done required to place these constituent particles of the nucleus at infinite distance, or we can say that to break the nucleus completely into its constituent particles, the energy that we need or the work is done that gives the measure of binding energy of that nucleus. So binding energy of the nucleus can be defined as the energy required to break up a nucleus into its constituents. Now constituent particles are protons and neutrons, so into its constituent protons and neutrons, as and to separate them we have to split it and separate them from each other, and to separate them to such a large distance that they may not interact with each other. So the energy required for this purpose to break a nucleus into its constituent protons and neutrons and to separate them to a large distance, this much energy is called binding energy, and it is equal to the work done required to break that nucleus. That is called the binding energy. Now we can also define this binding energy by the concept of Einstein's mass energy equivalence. As we know that the mass of a stable nucleus is always, this is if the m is the mass of a stable nucleus, is always less than the mass of constituent particles or nucleons in that present in that nucleus, then the mass difference between these two is called mass defect, and the energy that is released when a certain number of neutrons and protons are brought together to form a nucleus is given by mass. So delta E is the energy that is equivalent to that mass defect, and we can give this energy is equal to delta m into c square. So if we have this much mass defect, that means while the formation of nucleus, if this much mass get lost, so the energy that is equivalent to this mass, that is delta E is equal to delta m c square, will be obtained in the output while the formation of that nucleus, and that much energy is later on needed to split that nucleus. Means the energy that was released by the nucleus during the formation, that much energy is required to break the nucleus if we want to break that nucleus into its constituent particles, and that is the energy which is equivalent to the mass defect as per the Einstein's equivalence relation. So this much energy, delta is equal to delta m c square, is equal to the binding energy. That's why we denote it by delta E with B in the suffix. So we can define by surplus energy which the nucleons give up because of the attraction when they become, or when they bound together to form a nucleus. So to form a nucleus, these nucleons bind together, and during this process they lost some energy which is equivalent to the mass delta m and is given by delta E is equal to delta mc square. That energy is equivalent to the mass delta m and is defined as the binding energy. So we know that delta EB is equal to delta mc square, and this is the mass defect which can be given as ZMP plus A minus ZMN minus M, where M is the mass of a stable nucleus and these are the mass of individual nucleons. So this is the value of delta M. We can substitute this value in the above relation and get the value for binding energy. So delta EB is equal to ZMP plus A minus ZMN minus M, and this whole is multiplied by C square, right? So this is the value for delta EB, or the binding energy. So this is the value of binding energy, which is equal to the energy required to break the nucleus into its constituent particles. Now if you want to just remove or extract one nucleon from the nucleus, the average energy required for that purpose is called binding energy per nucleon. So binding energy per nucleon is equal to the average binding energy required to extract one nucleon from the nucleus, and it's given as binding energy upon mass number. So binding energy upon number of nucleons give us the binding energy per nucleon, which is the average energy required to extract one nucleon from the nucleus. That is called binding energy per nucleon, and it gives a measure of the force which bind the nucleons together inside a nucleus. So binding energy per nucleons gives a measure of force which binds the nucleons together inside a nucleus. So if a nucleus has large value of binding energy per nucleon, then that means the force between those nucleons is stronger as compared to the others. So that nucleus with more binding energy per nucleon is more stable as compared to the other nucleus. If binding energy per nucleon has more value, then the nucleus is more stable comparatively to the other nucleus. That's what the idea of binding energy is. So that's all about the binding energy. For further videos, stay tuned and keep studying. Thank you.